And we're back. What was that song you were singing there, Johnny?
Am I
back,
on the internet?
Back again.
Am I on the internet?
Yes.
Is this the interwebs? Yes. Who's back?
You didn't hear the AOL dial-up?
Take us way back there. Yeah, I thought there was a car close outside. But nevertheless, here we are.
Here he is. The Chop Up is back, currently named the Chop Up. Big T is still at work, but Nikki's back, Johnny's back, Maddie's back. It's 2022. New year, new me. Not really.
I'm not changing it.
Well, that's the goal, but not sure that ever happens for anybody. Let's be honest.
I'd like to drink as much as I did in 2020, which is about half as much as I drink now. So.
Well, that's a good goal, considering we're 2 weeks in.
Baby steps.
Hey, when you're building.
Yeah, move the dirt, buddy.
See, there you go. One of the greatest quotes ever. I'm telling you, it works right in the beginning of January. You can take out working out and put anything in there. Doing X is like moving a big ass pile of dirt. Some days you get a shovel, some days you get a spoon. As long as you keep showing up, move the fucking dirt, you'll get better. Or you'll get drunker. Either way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're very good at adapting things to our own narrative on this podcast.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
I think I'm good about that, let's be honest, but all right.
Damn. All right, so well, guess what? It's the 18th something?
Today is the 18th.
I believe it is, yes.
So there's a lot. I think there's a lot we can run through here. How about your feeling? Here's a surprise question. How did you guys feel about Google yesterday? If you typed in Betty White, it's saying, thank you for being a friend.
I heard there was an Easter egg. I didn't do it, though.
So what happened is if you typed in Betty White, there would be a graphic that came up on the screen that was like roses like raining, and it said thank you for being a friend, which is really sweet because it was her 100th birthday. However, they didn't do anything for MLK. How do you feel about that? And go.
Well, I'm all right with it. I think we do enough. T's and P's for MLK. Let's start off with that, all right? But he's got his own day. Betty White doesn't have her own day. What are we doing here? All right, so we know it's you. Yeah, good on you. And trust me, I told you I quoted it during the lead up to this. I like it, I appreciate it. But let's give this one to Betty White for a second, okay? And let's not hold her last name against her here. It's we're all the same person, all right? You know what I mean? We're all on the same page. I'm sure her and Martin got along well. Hey, he's known to like the old shaloob with the women. We know that. Hey, you can't deny it now. I'm just saying. I think we should just give that one to Betty White. I'm not. Businesses weren't open. Kids were off from school. Martin, we love you. You would have been a great guy. We could have got some scotch, shot some pool. I've seen some videos and pictures of you. But let's give that one to Betty White and everybody chill.
That was the point I was going to bring up, is the fact that in order to type this stuff into the Google, they're doing it at home. They're not doing it, and they're not doing it in the office. They're not doing it at school. They're doing it at home.
Good.
And who's to say, though, that he's not dreaming about Betty White? He had a dream. I'm sure Betty White could have been in. What are we doing?
Man, we're gonna get canceled. We're gonna get canceled in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a brilliant way to start it off. Let's just throw this bomb out and see what happens.
Yeah, come in hot.
Coming hot, boys.
Yo, so here's a fun fact. Speaking of the Queen, the girl when they did the Golden Girls, they were in their like mid 50s, late 50s.
I thought the same thing, bro. That's a great topic.
And the girls, the chicks from Sex and the City, rebooted right now, are older than the Golden Girls were when that show came out.
And that picture gets each other, that narrative. Everybody's like, this is what they used to think they looked like, and this is what they look like now in 2022. I
mean, some 55-year-olds can be quite sexy, but not in the 80s.
Was 57.
Was that what it was, the 80s? Is that when the show was in its main run? I'm actually not. I mean, I've seen it, but I'm not really that deep familiar.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it'd be like late 80s, like 87.
I want to say it was early 90s, but I could be wrong.
Really?
I think it ended at 91. We can Google it. Unless they fucking pull up this graphic, it's going to throw me off.
I got it. 85 to 92.
Ooh. Oh, wow, 92. Wow, all right.
And then it was
the one big broad. She was a Marine, right? As far as I know.
B. Arthur.
Yeah. With a great reference. Come on, from Airheads.
Way to go.
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur was also in a series in the 70s called Maude. I know no one knows this. It's kind of like a deep cut. It was like one of the first shows where she was a lesbian on the show. So it like predated Ellen and all that. and it was out in the 70s. And she was actually part of the cast of All in the Family. She was like a cousin or something.
okay.
So she would pop into that. The other fun fact:
in the chair with the cigar.
Archie
How
Bunker,
do
bro.
you think he feels about Martin Luther King Day?
Well,
Not
let's try.
touching it.
We had enough bombs for the day. Let's not do that. The other fun
fact, top of my head, I'll come right back.
This is what's crazy too is Estelle Getty, who played B. Arthur's mother. What's her
Also
name?
in a lot of great gas stations. That may not be true. That may not be true.
Oh yeah, she might have been part of it. She was actually like 3 weeks younger than B. Arthur.
I did hear that actually. Yeah.
And she played the mom. I thought that was nuts. To be honest with you, I thought that was great. That's all I gotta say about that. I've watched every episode twice probably. And then I'll give anybody here $5 of Central American currency if you can tell me what the sequel to the Golden Girls was.
What was that? Empty Nest?
No,
Silver
that was congruent. They were like the first. They were for the first MCU.
Silver Spoons.
No, it was called the Golden. This is gonna fucking make you laugh. It's called the Golden Palace. It sounds like a place you go to get peed on. R. Kelly would have loved it. But the premise of the show
wasn't that like a betting thing?
No, well, yeah, there's casinos called the Golden Palace, but this is gonna blow your mind. So the premise of the show was Dorothy left, and the other two.
Which one's Dorothy? The one nobody likes.
The one the funny one, the one with all the one-liners, the sarcastic one, Dorothy. Anyway, you're not an expert, so we'll just move on.
No, this one. I like to learn.
So the sequel series was like 2 years long, and it was Betty White and the girl that played the hooker, and Don Cheadle, and they sold the house.
Amazing.
This is real. They sold the house from Golden Girls and bought a hotel on South Beach, and it's
so Don Cheadle pimping these bitches out. This is awesome. I'm in. Can we get this on? Like, let's do a pod about watching that.
You want to do it? We could do episode by episode. Don Cheadle. Yep. Don Cheadle when he's 19, dealing with like racism from
man. Now was the crazy Southern bitch in it too, Blanche, that like literally brought out like the fucking
the two main characters.
You gotta have an issue with that, right?
The two main characters are Blanche and Rose. Blanche sold the house.
Oh, is this where she got confronted about that once, right? Is that on that show?
I don't know. No. You're talking about Betty White in like the 60s or 50s when
the crazy Blanche, the crazy Southern broad. Mm-hmm. Like she was, I thought on the show at one point she got confronted about that crazy Confederate flag. I mean, we can get into that.
No, I know there was an episode about it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I knew there was something on there.
Trust me, like late at night, if like I'm like scrolling through stuff, the Golden Girls comes up sometimes. I'll just be honest with you.
Hey, you're talking about me getting us canceled. Let's just stop there, sir, before we get into a fucking place we don't want to go to.
What? Everyone loves the Golden Girls. But there was an episode where someone brought that up, and it was like the whole episode was about her Southern heritage.
That's what I was. Yeah, okay, that's what I was, because she was like proud of it. I remember like watching it was during the obvious recent stuff. So like it was like that got brought up, and like, oh, look at this bitch. It was like, and then but they did play the thing of they don't really know. I think who did it? Was it Schultz that did that one? Because like this is actually flagged. There's a bunch of losers. Like this is
I don't know. Like you're gonna cancel someone that died. You're gonna cancel someone that died in like 1994. Like, get over it. That's not a big deal. That's like the Dukes of Hazzard thing. Like trying to take the flag off. Like it is. Get over it.
They canceled the General Lee. That ain't cool.
I've seen them. I've seen them driving around. Fucking dope. Those cars.
The author Nick gets the General Lee next instead of Knight Rider.
No way. No, I'm not.
Hey, what's the status of that?
But then it's like a bottle of Jameson deep, and instead of like jumping over the car, just dives right into it. Oh yeah.
I would honestly, if I did have a General Lee, I would just like hood slide every day. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like on the way to work, I'd hood slide and then jump through the fucking window.
I mean, that's the entire point. Outside of that, it's just like a red car with a fucking flag on the side.
Yeah, it's just an.
I mean, not for nothing. Just cars don't do much for me. You guys know that. So it's like, I mean, it looks pretty cool, I guess. I mean, and they're just some good old boys. Never mean no harm.
That's right. My friend actually has two kids that are 1 and 3 years old, and their names are Bowen and Lucas.
Okay, and who did he vote for?
Bo and Luke, bro. Duke boys.
No, I understand that. I went with the joke there. And who did he vote for?
Well, take a guess.
Obama.
Yeah, all 3 times. The first time in Kenya, and then the next 2 here.
Hopefully. Oh boy. Cover that. I love it.
Do we have a bomb here? Hold on, let me see if I got a bomb. There it is.
There it is.
I had to find it.
Pipe bomb.
Give us a couple weeks.
Ugh. Ooh. So
Hoo-ah.
let's talk about something else. Well, Big T's in the comments, and
Oh, I can't see mine.
he thinks
Yeah,
we're
okay.
hilarious. He thinks we're
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, there he is.
That's all. We're good.
Oh, awesome. No, I can see him now. Great. Yeah, positive vibes. You too, brother.
Yeah, we miss you, buddy. We type we miss you. He must be at work listening.
Ah, cool, dude. Yeah, awesome.
He's-
Oh boy, he got it. Hell yeah.
Oh, just so
What we doing here?
so just so the internet knows, Big T is a 6'7" ex-basketball player from, I believe, Baltimore.
And a vital member of this podcast, if I must say so myself.
and we miss him terribly.
For
He
sure.
works nights now, so it's been tough getting him on. But yeah, if he's singing the good old boys in the comments, you know that it's all good, baby. Let's
He's
keep
having a
going.
good time, and he would drop some knowledge right now. I'm telling you. It's
Oh,
good
I
stuff.
wish you. I
Good
wish
stuff.
you.
Good stuff.
We're gonna do like a Saturday or Sunday show.
Yeah, man, I can do whatever.
Yeah, baby. All right, so Matty brought up something that I thought was hilarious. Tell us a story about this. He likes the video games apparently.
Oh, this
So-
guy. I didn't even know what he was talking about. And then he told me, and I was like, what the fuck, guy?
Yeah. So
Matty Ice over here did a big fucking flex.
Listen,
Yeah.
wait to hear this thing, hey.
So I'm going to preface this by saying I grew up with not much. So now that I'm able to get stuff that I actually want, I'm kind of starting to realize I'm going a little overboard. I have my PlayStation 5. I got that, 5-6 months ago. Love it. Fantastic. Best system I've ever
Now,
had.
enough about it now. As a person like myself who may not understand, like, man, what's that about retail for there, Matty? Just the console.
PlayStation 5 retail was, I believe, it was $4.99.
I'm not gonna ask how you got it, but anyway, I'm saying it'd be like
Yeah.
five. All right,
I-
so five, 6 change just the console. All right.
I will say I did pay retail for it.
Okay.
Now
So
let's.
yeah, so we'll call
hold
it
on.
5, 6 change with just the console.
But Johnny, you gotta understand. This is what we have to pepper in first.
Okay.
Is that for the last 2 years it's been out, a year and a half? You haven't been able to buy it, so you had to get it.
Okay.
You had to get it secondhand and pay $1,000 for the console at least.
Correct.
So Matt got it at retail, which
They
is
keep
like,
that Xbox bought Blizzard.
Yes, and that's going to play into my story coming up.
all right. Let him
Oh,
finish.
boy.
So, like I said, I've had the PlayStation. I've been using that religiously. Then I'm walking through the store the other day, and I see that the Xbox Series S is in stock. And we're kind of heating up this console war. You've got Xbox buying out Bethesda. Now they're buying out Blizzard. They're going to buy out Activision. So now you're going to have exclusive games. PlayStation already has some exclusives. Now Xbox is going to have their own exclusives. So I started thinking to myself, there's going to be a time where there's going to be a game that I really want, and it's only going to be on Xbox.
So you're committed to a game, maybe? Okay.
Right. And now I'm not going to have the Xbox. I'm going to be sitting here on the PlayStation and be watching all these videos and things of people playing this game that I really want to play. I got it. Buy myself that Xbox. I bring it home. Now I got both of them all set up. Just a switch of the button on the TV. I can play whatever I want.
See that? No, again, dude. See that to me? Like, again, I was busting balls earlier saying you got a problem, dude. Like, dude, when you dig stuff like that and you've worked your balls off and it's like, this isn't affecting my bottom line here, dude, do it. I mean, why not do it? Right? It's like
I'm
you
not
owe your
sacrificing rent.
Exactly right. Yeah, right. Exactly.
John sounds like your accountant right now.
Oh, no. I've just been
Are you sure you
Recently-
spent that money?
been recently into some stuff that I had to sign some stuff where it's like, oh, okay.
Well, to be fair, I want to hear what games that you're interested in on the Xbox specifically. But to be fair, back in the day, I had all we all had them, like the PlayStation 2, 3, 4, whatever. I never had the 4.
Anything,
Um,
yeah.
And I had both. And then I just played Xbox exclusively for like the last 5 years until PlayStation released a Spider-Man game. And
Okay, so is that so right there, Nick? That specific thing right there. So now, if only said, so it was only PlayStation that had that game.
I'll explain it, then you can ask
Okay.
the good follow-up. So Sony owns Spider-Man, which is why like in the Marvel stuff that Spider-Man goes in and they split everything. So PlayStation released a Spider-Man game only on PlayStation. You had to have couldn't get on anything else. So I literally bought a PlayStation Pro and the Spider-Man game. It cost like $600. I want to say it was like 4 years ago, maybe. And the only reason I hadn't had a PlayStation in fucking 8 years, probably. Right. The only reason I bought it was for that game. And it's literally the only game I play on it and the sequels since I've had it.
Well, you did Tsushima.
Well, I did do that because there was another game that I had it.
Is that like Yaro makes sushi and you guys just do it to perfection?
Yeah, it's like a
great documentary.
It's like an augmented reality game where you're like, you roll sushi and yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's a hell of a game.
There's a hibachi download too, like an add-on for an extra $20. It gets pretty crazy.
It's burning. It's burning.
But you do the little train. Ding, 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 ding. Train's coming into the station. And you spin then you got to spin the egg, and it's like a little counter, and you got to like.
Tell me you wouldn't play that.
It's a lot. It's a lot like trying to do a fucking field goal in Madden. Like you got to spin the egg and get it in the little.
It's fucking hard.
Ridiculous. But okay, so what games have you been playing on PlayStation? I got to hear this because I know, like, I never really.
First of all, I just heard from a person that said Xbox is better. Fuck PlayStation.
Well, that's Big T.
Yeah, it is. I don't have an opinion personally, but I don't know if you guys think Maddie's like, whatever games my shit's on.
Yeah, Matt's like one of those things where you just kind of fall into the first thing that you had.
Oh, so you're committed.
Right. You kind of get used to it.
I know
brand loyalty.
Exactly.
That's fucking guy.
So I've just always been a PlayStation person. I haven't had an Xbox since probably the 360.
I think Nick said that like for a while, PlayStation was like kicking Xbox ass. So now that you're more of a PlayStation person, you came up. Now, do you feel like an elitist to the people that don't like think Xbox is better? Like are you?
No, what makes me feel an elitist is that I have a PlayStation 5.
All right. Okay. I like that answer. That's fair. What's Bing Bong? Is that the new saying now?
Don't even start.
No, I only know who that dude is because he was on Chrissy Day.
Right. So, what games on PlayStation 5 did you buy the thing for?
Oh, what I bought the PlayStation 5 for was I wanted to do the Miles Morales.
Yeah. Okay. That's Spider-Man, by the way, John.
And honestly, the game that comes with the PlayStation 5, like built into it, kind of showing off what the PlayStation 5 can do, is one of the best games I've played in years.
What is it?
It's Astrobot or something like that. It's like the PlayStation mascot. You go through. It's like an old school platformer. It's a lot of fun.
Astro what? It sounds like a sex gel.
I forget what it's. I think it's Astro's Playroom or something, which doesn't help.
Nick, I can confirm
that's what the name is.
What did you say, John?
I said I can confirm that's actually Astro Blast.
I thought it was Astro Glide, but I mean, if Astro's in the name, like, you're going for a ride. That's all. I guess it must be a good.
Like Maddie was saying, you're gonna have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So you spent $500 to play Miles. Right? That's the same thing I did with the PS4 Pro. So I mean,
kind of what I was going for there. Yeah.
I mean, you got to realize too, we're at the beginning of the life cycle. There's a lot more stuff that's going to come out.
Well,
plus, as hard as it is to get it, when you have the chance to get it, you pick it up.
People say that about Nick too.
If you're very desperate, you can always fucking thank me for being a friend. So why'd you buy the Xbox? Because you got the S, you didn't get the good one. You got the shitty.
Oh, you can't find the X anywhere. The X is even harder to find than the PlayStation 5. So
you bought the X or the S specifically for the exclusives that will potentially come out in the next couple of years.
For the most part. Then I have friends who only use Xbox, so it'll be getting online and playing with them on, whether it's Madden or something like that.
Yeah, but at this point, I think everything's kind of going cross-platform. So
to a certain point, but I think now that you're getting studios acquired, a lot of that cross-platform is going to start going away. Because why bother acquiring a studio if you're just going to have the games on both platforms?
I see what you're saying. So what games? All right, you said Bethesda. What are the three companies you said that are Xbox only now?
Bethesda was bought out a while ago, so you're talking. I'm pretty sure they're like the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah, they're a lot of
Activision Blizzard, which is you're getting into your Call of Duties there.
That's a problem.
Yes. And I think what really put it out is, now you can go on cross-platform and play online against Xbox and PlayStation guys at the same time. I think that's kind of what's forcing the hand here. I think Spider-Man had a lot to do with it too. With Xbox saw what Sony can do, how many units they pushed of the Spider-Man where it's only for PlayStation. They missed out on a lot there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it made me buy a console. To be honest with you. And I don't play many games. I like because I'm guys
like video games or just like in general.
I play a lot of mind games, and I like to gaslight people, and I do those kind of games. But as far as consoles go, I usually find something that I like and I stick with it, and then once I get good at it, I don't want to start over with something else. I played this game on Xbox for 5 years. It's the only game I played for 5 because I got good at it, and I was like, oh, I'm top tier. I got a clan. I was being a little nerdy 19-year-old, even in my late 30s. Huh?
Like hoods and shit?
Oh yeah, no, not that kind of clan.
Let's see.
Thank you for that.
Man, you're just setting these up, bro.
Throwing me off.
You're trying to make the eye hole here.
Oh man, I live in Florida. I don't own any hoods. It's too hot for that.
Wow, not that kind of hood. The other kind of hood, like we were talking about before, like in the beginning of the show.
Well, I mean, if I was going to go down that path, I'd build a General Lee so I could hood slide, and then I'd just be like, fuck it, that's my heritage, bro.
Oh, you're way off, Bobby.
Fucking dickhead. Way to go. Oh, look at that. Big T in the chat is giving you the fucking props for throwing me off. LOL.
Oh no, because I turned my head around. Because I turned my head around.
So what was I saying? What were we talking about?
No, you're actually you're talking about how you were playing a game so committedly that you had built up a level and a clan of people that there was you wouldn't want to start again, essentially.
And that's actually how I met Big T, because we were in the same clan and we play all the time and talk all the time, and that's where we came up with the original idea for the new podcast, which you guys joined last year. So thank
you very much for allowing me to come in, by the way, because kind of just
Yeah, same here. I think I came on for the pre-Super Bowl show and haven't left yet.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that soon.
That was what I call a segue.
It is what you call a segue, but I have I wanted to continue with the Xbox thing for just a second, because when my nephew is here, he's from Alabama. He's a football player. I talked to John. He's a big son of a bitch. And he's 6'4", 270, plays defensive end and tight end, I think.
Alabama football, son.
He plays out. He lives in Alabama. He's getting recruited for D2 schools at this point, which is crazy. But he was here for the holidays, and we were going through the mall, him and his little sister, or big sister, she's older. And we went into the GameStop, and the guy in the GameStop pulled me aside like he was a crack dealer. And he's like, hey man, you trying to get that Xbox X? And I'm like, what?
See, I would think that's kind of weird code.
It was weird. I thought it was this is a glory hole in the back of GameStop.
Right, there you go, right? What the fuck?
I'm just rolling with it, Johnny. I'm going with you.
Oh no, I'm saying you got to at that point.
But no, he literally pulled like me and DeAndre were in there, and he's like fucking half a foot tall.
I saw the picture.
And he like this guy, he like pulls me up. He goes, "Yo," he's like, "What's up?" He's like, "Yo, you trying to get that Xbox X?" I'm like, he's doing that shit, clicking his. I'm like, what? He's like, "Yo, we got them. We got them in the back." I'm like, "Wait, you guys have these in stock? This is like Christmas Eve, or like or 2 days before Christmas, like 23rd or something." I'm like, "Oh, for real? You guys got them?" He's like, "Yeah, but
didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger make a movie like this?
Yeah. It was about a robot,
right.
And
that's what.
So this kid's like, "Yeah, listen." I go, "Well, how much is it? Like, how much for the console?" He's like, No. We're not just selling the console. Let me tell you what we got.
Oh boy.
We got the console. We got the extra controller. We got 3 games. We got his headset. It's $950." And I'm like, I look at the kid like this. No. I'm a fucking. He's like, all right. And he walked away and he started like hustling someone else. I'm like, I felt like I was back in like New York City and like when we went on that trip and
eighth grade Spanish trip, but we all got Folkley.
When people are like trying to fucking sell us t-shirts, like, dude, is this a
dude in art? Was it
I got burned by a pretzel vendor.
Your name?
Is that her name? Miss Morales.
Yeah. Hot as balls, by the way. It reminded me of the chick from New York Undercover. But then her boyfriend was with us, and her boyfriend was like, "Nah, you're not buying any of that shit."
Yeah. He was the street smart.
It was just like a weird. It was like a weird interaction to have at a GameStop. Like, you'd expect that walking through the mall at one of the kiosks. The guy's like, "Hey, I'll massage your feet, but also, do you want like cologne for like?"
Right, they start like grabbing your arm and shit.
Yeah,
they don't do that to me anymore.
It's real weird.
I will say, I guarantee that thing probably retails for $800, and he was making the.
Yeah. It's $950 and it's $800 cash. And there's $950 cash. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't blame him, bro. I don't. But he worked there.
Either sling crack rock or you got to wig a jump shot, right?
Jesus Christ, John. Are you fucking quoting Juice?
Notorious B.I.G., sir.
Well,
Can't crack the man. It's too better.
All right.
And that's actually from a great movie.
I know.
Starring Vin Diesel.
I can't think of one great. The only great movie Vin Diesel was in was
Giovanni Ribisi. Ben Affleck's in it.
Oh yeah, Boiler Room.
There you go.
What was that one he was in where he was the
pacifier?
Is that the one with the Rock when he was the nerd?
Pacifier. He's the babysitter.
Oh, the babysitter. Rock had one of those too. Tooth Fairy.
No, that's the Rock guy. No, he's pacifier.
No, what was the one with Vin Diesel where he was the crime boss?
Yeah, he's got the hair. The defendant.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the name of it, but it's something like that. Yeah, he's got the John
About Me.
I think it was Find Me Guilty.
Find Me Guilty. Yeah, that might be it.
Find Me Guilty. It is, sir. This is a good movie podcast here. I tell you what. I think we could crush some trivia, boys.
Oh yeah, let's do it. All right, so you guys want to talk about the NFL?
Well, I think we can all talk about it. I mean, we all watched it. I mean, I'm not too happy. Well, I mean, I got out of the weekend +5, but I mean, could have been +750.
I don't know what that means. Are we talking?
You won $500.
Yeah, so I'm up 500. Could have been plus $750. But kind of got, again, I don't want to steal McAfee's fire because we're bigger than him. Let's be honest. But I took his parlay and went with it. So I was like, it's just a $10 straight parlay. So it was Cooper Kupp, or not Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry. Let's see. So you had at the time, it was our boy Scoot Riley. He had to get 8.5 yards receiving. We had to have Gronk a touchdown. Got it. Mike Evans a touchdown. Got it. Bucks +2.5. Got it. And this motherfucker, Miller, 8 yards receiving, right? They hit it in the second quarter. Son of a bitch got that in the second quarter. Should have had 9 yards, right? That's what it was on NFL.com if you checked it. And because they didn't settle that bet for like fucking 9 hours because they were going over it. So they marked him at 8 yards. They needed 8.5 for $10. Would have won another $240. So there was
Oh,
60.
that just falls into the whole Vegas called the refs.
So it's a huge thing though, because on McAfee's thing, FanDuel was like, McAfee was like, dude, we have this partnership now. He's like, literally would have been the biggest sports win in sports betting history. 62,261 people made bets on that. So if that guy caught more than like a half yard more, they would have to pay out like $12 million.
And that insult to injury, he touched the ball once in the fourth quarter and was a rush.
The
For
son of a
9 yards.
bitch, it was they like, because he's a receiver, Nick. They gave him an end around, and
Can
he
do a
got
jet pass on that.
so instead of throwing him the ball, like they gave him an end around. He got 9 yards. So that was the only thing
One
we
of those
needed.
touch
He
passes.
had a plus 1,269 bet. There was 9% chance of hitting that for anybody, and that half a yard. So they refunded everybody's money, so I got $10 back. But it's like, yeah, I would have preferred you just be like, yo, they fucked up the spot.
Ooh, you know what? What did you guys think about that whistle bullshit?
It didn't change a goddamn thing.
It didn't, but
I understand the rule.
I
I'm a
Hold on.
Patriots fan.
Let's preface this by saying that Matt's a Patriots fan. The tuck rule
Yeah,
is
it's fine.
in his favor back in the
Right.
day.
No, it was. It didn't change a thing, but I didn't like how the NFL afterwards. First of all, they didn't address it during the game for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Because like actually no, they can't. You can't say that. They brought in the fellow from New York, and he was like, no, you can't outright say that. He's like, that you cannot do that. Like that play should have been reran. Then it was never addressed again. And then after the game, like they outright lied. They were just like straight up. They're like, no. They're like, it didn't happen before there was, it didn't happen before the touchdown. It's like, well, sure the fuck did. We all saw it. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't know how they didn't lie. They lied about that. It's like, no, you're lying to us.
Yeah, it's the perfect Polaroid of Roger Goodell's NFL.
It actually that's a great point.
Whoa.
No, that's a great point.
Whoa,
Maddie, because
whoa.
there's been many before this, and that's why Portnoy they made the clown shirts. Because Matt, you're telling like the guy just like makes up his own reality, and we're all like, no, dude, there's like how many video cameras and worldwide viewers on this fucking thing? Like everybody can see this, dude. Like you can't change what happened.
Well, I don't think any of our three viewers necessarily listen to Portnoy, so I want to hear Matt's view of this.
I think he's a clown. The guy, he makes
Goodell, right? Goodell?
Yeah, he makes his decision, and then he does everything he can. Like I'll bring up the fucking total sham Deflategate was. He comes out, he makes his decision, he ignores science. Brady goes through, he makes his appeal. Goodell, the guy who issued the suspension, is also the guy that hears the appeal.
Right.
What motherfucker is gonna overturn his own decision? It's not gonna happen. You throw an independent arbiter in there, let him make his case. That's why he went all the way through the courts and all that stuff. Ray Rice beats up his wife in the elevator.
Beats up as being nice.
Yeah, fucking pulverized her. The decisions that he makes make no sense based on the precedent that he set himself.
Right.
He's messed up every single major decision that's come through across his desk. Every single one, bar none. The guy's a sham.
So, Maddie, as we roll with that too, though, so think about this. So you got to realize, like, he makes, I believe, over $40 million a year.
I think he clears like 44.
I think 44. Yeah, just as like the commissioner, meaning the commissioner too of the NFL, he works for the owners. Like he doesn't like oversee the owners; he works for the owners. So that's where it gets a little murky for me because it's like, oh, this is what these guys want. Like for instance, like AB who did the crazy shit, a couple weeks ago or whatever, and he's very against that, everything that guy did and this. But it's like now these things that just happened on the field in the rules of the game, these guys messed up. Your own referees that you put out there. Now it's like, oh, well, we're gonna pick and choose what in his view, like can happen. It's like, no, dude, like the entire world can see this, man. Like you're ashamed. Like, what are we doing there?
What are we doing here? Existential.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with him too. Is just the ego, right? Like Matt was saying, like once he makes a decision, like he's never gonna like review himself and be like, hey, I might have got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what owner or boss is going to do that? Like, have you guys have worked for a lot of people. I mean, I will say John has worked for as far as I know, a couple of people that John has worked for are class acts. So
Yeah,
it's hard to say. It's hard to
yeah,
say.
that's a good way to put that. Yeah.
No,
I've gotten very lucky in my life. Yeah.
no, because you've had like since I've known you maybe 2 or 3 jobs, and they've been with like 3 jobs, and I've known all the owners of your company. So like I know it's not necessarily you, but Matt, on the other hand, has worked for a fuck ton of people as well as me before I had my own real estate thing.
Right.
I worked for 50 idiots. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna do everything they can do to save their ass.
Oh, see, that's a good thing we can get into right there. I'd like to ask you guys a question. So like again, maybe it's like I come across as like you guys know me very well, and I come across as like sometimes an arrogance, and also sometimes I'm playing a character. But like, no, I was listening. No, I was listening to another podcast, John Wellborn and stuff like it was. He runs Power Athlete stuff like that, and I can send it to you guys. But he was talking to his other guy that he runs a podcast with, that also works for him in Power Athlete, stuff. And he's like, see, the thing with you, and he's talking to this guy Luke, and he's like, and it's a good trait to have. He's like, you look at like the positivity of people sometimes where like if we're working, say we're all working at the same place. And this is how I looked at stuff a lot of times. I still obviously the company now I work at, I definitely look at it like that. But like in previous where it wasn't like, well, I'm not obviously related to people, but I am now. But like it was like, oh, so we're all in this like thing together. We're like, all right, so today we're gonna get this better. Like I'm gonna show up for my shift, you're gonna show up for your shift, we're gonna do this. And we're all working together. And it's like, oh, well, no, you actually don't give a fuck. So it's like, oh, you're only fucking me over. And it was like a mentality I had as just coming up. It's like, all right, like maybe from it's playing sports so much or whatever as a team captain, something. It's like, all right, so we're all in this together and we're going to get through this day together. And we're going to this. It's like, oh, you ain't doing dick. You're just not coming in. It's like, I didn't understand. It was like, whoa, wait a second, what? And that's how people, and I guess it's a good aspect to have and sometimes a detriment. And that's why, again, I do have another side of my personality where I don't really like anybody. I don't like that side. So it's like, but like learning stuff like that, it's like to me, if I trust in you, it's like, yo, let's fucking do this. And that's where it's like you've been burned. Where it's like, oh, man, it's like maybe these guys are just assholes and they don't, they're looking out. But again, not assholes right there, though, Nick. Like you were saying, maybe I have a different understanding of the way those people might have. I'm not talking about my current company. I'm talking about like previously, maybe they had a different experience than I had,
Well, Matt, you're the boss now, so you think all your employees think you're a dickhead?
I like to think not. It's like you said before. I've worked for a ton of people. I try to pick up as I go the good things from the good ones, and what not to do from the bad ones. Right. So it's going to sound cliche, but it really is the journey through and picking up what works for you. Someone
like, but you think right there,
what's that?
Is that gonna like so the people below you, like I think I was just kind of like again, I'm gonna ask you, like as I was saying the same thing there, like you could like that person could be you could be giving the person the best you have and the best experience you can give them, and maybe in their heads they're just not getting it. So that's probably not your fault.
Yeah, people need to be led differently. I can lead this person this way, and this person is not going to work for. So it comes down to trust and knowing your team. I could have someone else walk into my club tomorrow, take over my job, and they could get a lot less than what I'm getting out of them, or they could get more. It's hard to say. All you can do is just go off of your experience. Watching the results and tailoring it the best you can.
So, Matty, as being like a boss in that context right there, do you like it's almost like being a coach on a field, so to speak. So do you they admittedly any kind of like I could say coach, I could say even Dana White in the UFC, because say people like Conor McGregor, some people bring bigger results, but they're bigger they're bigger assholes. Like some people on the football field, obviously, football team, the NFL, so to speak. It's like, oh, this person can do this, but they also act this way. So do you adjust maybe the way you kind of lead them or talk to them, or is it kind of just because this is great, learning about leadership, man. This is awesome stuff. Do you adjust to each that person behind closed doors, or is it just hey, this is the way it is? Do you have to nurture some people more, or
the message stays the same, the way you deliver it changes?
Oh, that's a great answer, dude.
Yeah, the expectations are the expectations. You're not going to change.
That's not changing, right? Yeah.
Right. That's a solid. how you get the person to there. You know, if you need them on their ass, over their shoulder all the time, then that's what you do. If you've got someone that's more independent that can get the job done, those are the ones you kind of lay back. But my favorite part of the job is developing people, is finding that person that you know just gets it. You know you can get more out of them. So it's just a matter of, you know, fine tuning everything.
What's going to do it?
Get
That's
exactly
cool.
what you need.
See, I like that because like you're really investing in it too. That's awesome, man. That is great, dude.
Right. You know, even as the boss, I'm in the club 45 hours a week. My employees are there a lot more than I am. So if I can't get the performance out of them that I need, you know, standards, sales, all that stuff is going to start going down. So you got to be able to develop the team to a point where I can step out and know what I'm walking into the next day.
Right. Well, again, that kind of like I got a lot familiar with that with the Jocko stuff and like reading his book, Meeting Him. It's like, you know, when it comes down to it, like if you get to that position of you're the leader of this team, and it's no matter what it is, dude, if you're a SEAL Team 6 leader, or if you're leader of this sales team, if you're a leader of this, you know, engineering team, like you have to understand who's on your team, their best assets, how to get the best out of them, and then this team goes up. Because if it doesn't, no matter what happened to them, you're the guy that's on the end of it.
And if you can build that investment with everyone else, all of a sudden it's not you having to have that conversation. It's the other people working the same job having that conversation for you.
Right, exactly. That's great. Yeah, hell yeah. See that we just got out some good stuff right there.
So, dude, oh my God. Can I just say, dude, this went from being like, you know, the first 30 minutes of like we're just having fun, but you guys are really dropping some real knowledge. And so just so you know, like, yeah, Matt runs a big store. And we're not going to talk about what it is, but he probably got like 100 employees at least.
172.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 172 employees. But let's not forget what John does.
No.
No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it because John is also a leader of men. And John has been teaching jiu-jitsu for years. So you have a class of people, not like a class of Ooh, let's talk about not saying the wrong thing. So you teach classes with many different people.
Yeah, like serfs
that are in serf, noblemen, like whatever. But
it really is dope. I mean, to be honest, anybody can be in a class like that, man.
Right. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to be like cute and sweet.
Honest.
Let me fucking do it.
That's not your thing, Nick.
I know, it's terrible. I'm so bad at this. But John is an educator. He's a teacher. He's been doing jiu-jitsu for 13 years, maybe 12.
Well, this would be 13 this year.
13. So I'm right on the fucking money. Like, what's up? And he's been teaching a lot of new students and older students, whatever, that are like getting into the sport. And you're also a leader.
Well, that's one of the reasons I asked Matt about how he connects with his employees, is because I need to know how to teach this new guy as opposed to him.
Exactly. So you guys are both like really impressing me in the way, like, I mean, me and Matt bullshit. Like I never knew like he took it that seriously, and like it's kind of making me feel like some type of way.
No, it is, man. Like
in a good way. Like, oh my God, like this guy.
When you take leadership of something like that, like even at work for my thing, it's like, dude, you're the leader here. It's like, all right, dude, your responsibility. You have a responsibility for stuff, man. Like it's like shit. These guys come to you and ask questions. It's like you're on this team, and it's like, oh shit, why isn't this fixed? This is your issue now, dude, and this is your team that didn't do it. So it's like you better fucking produce.
Well, Matt said something really profound, and you actually commented on it. Is like, we know the goal, but everyone learns differently.
Correct.
Which
I really believe.
And the reason I bring it up is because the way when you're teaching jiu-jitsu, because I did it for like a year or whatever combined total, it's exactly the same way. Like everyone is different, and you have to teach them differently.
Correct.
And it's amazing. Like this is amazing that you guys are talking about this. Like, because as a manager or someone that runs a store or whatever it is, or as someone who teaches a martial art, like that is the most important thing to understand. And I think there's a lot of people that run stores and a lot of people that teach martial arts or a lot of people that teach, I don't know, in my
or
field,
any kind of teams. Yeah, it's like
in my field, real estate, or a lot of people that do
you have
that.
like I'm sure you had
And
a team leader at some point, right, Nick? Like that would be responsible for like some kind of team, right? Like now is the do you think like is that added like kind of almost correct to say, or is that like
What do you mean? Say it again.
what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, did you like you had like a team leader for a while, maybe or no, or just like something for like on the,
Well, yeah, I've always been in sales, so like I've never done well in retail unless it was sales, and I've never done
no, but I'm
well.
just saying like even say like even for like real estate, was there like something where like you were like a part of like a team for a while, and this is like somebody that like may have been leading your team or like because where I'm going with the reason I'm asking the question kind of is because like again, I kind of just I got into it a little earlier. Like my goal has always been like we're in this together. So it's like, all right, but if I'm given the role and I've maybe worked for it or just this was deemed my role of because I have maybe the knowledge that to do it. Like it's like, all right, well, now that your normal job is here, and it may not even say in your job or your responsibility that like the person has to do better. But to me, it's always a part of like, all right, well, if they do better, then I can get better. So it's like the same thing like Maddie's workers there, like right there. If he like understands how his workers work and they work better, then his team is better, his numbers go up, all of a sudden he's better. So I was asking like maybe like how you came in the game. Is there more like was it more like even the person that might have been leading it was like all about me, or was it like they showed you the ropes and like because me it was like all right, if I was teaching you, I'd be like, yo, this is exactly what I do, and I want you to get better. But some people aren't like that.
No, and that's ego. And
Yes,
I think the difference is that you guys are generals and I'm a Ronin. So like you guys have the people that work like I don't want to say underneath you,
The
like,
structure.
condescending, but there's a structure. Like
Okay.
you listen, John, you're this.
Some people might listen to me.
Okay, John. You're like this level. You've been doing it this long, and everyone underneath you that hasn't been doing it as long and is not that level is going to listen to you and they want to learn. You're a general. You're telling your soldiers like this is how you do an armbar. This is how you do this. This is how you get out of this. Matty Ice over there running his store is you got people that just get hired and they're doing cashiers or stock whatever it is. I don't want to like give too much away, but he's done all that, so he knows how to work. He's a general. In my business, you're kind of on your own.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're kind of on your own. So it's more of you can find people that can teach you things, but they're not trying to help you.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
You know what I mean? It's like dog eat dog kind of
it's
stuff.
like Brett Favre with Aaron Rodgers. Like it's not my job to teach you. You can watch me, but it's not my job to teach you.
Kind of. But ironically, what has helped me is after my first couple of years of real estate, I actually joined a company that had a 5th degree jiu-jitsu black belt running it. And it's me and him. And he's always been very adamant of me being his partner.
So that's cool.
I've never felt that I was less than or whatever. And we've got successful together.
Right. That's it.
You know what I mean? So
and that's the realization that you find out. As you're coming up through the ranks, it's my work that got me this position. It's your work that's going to keep it for me.
correct.
It's coming to that realization of saying, okay, now these guys need to perform. You take over that job, and first day that light switch goes over, and it's like nobody cares what you're doing anymore. They want to know what everybody else is doing.
Right.
And yeah, I have to be honest. Like I've been very fortunate to work with this guy for the last 5 years maybe. Because the first 3 years I was that guy. I was working underneath different managers, brokers, whatever, learning the ropes, blah 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 blah. They're taking like 20% of my commission.
Right. Okay, that's what I was kind of.
And then once I got to the point where like you're not teaching me anything anymore. That's when
that was my question.
Yeah. That's when he came in. He's like, hey, listen, I'm going to open this brokerage in a year, and if you want to be part of it, sure, come on in. And that's what I've been doing. So And at this point, like I teach people, so I'm like
Right,
not
but you're probably like,
with you guys, but like I
no,
have
but I'm feeling like
under
you as what you do, because I know your character. I think you're kind of like, again, you're like us. Like we're all it's like you're gonna like not go out of your way to scumbag somebody. You'll be like, all right, if they ask you a question, it's like, no, this is what you do in this situation. Some people would just be like, not answer that question. It's like, well, no, now you're not helping yourself, dumbass. Like that would be like as Maddie just used, I believe, like the reference of like, all right, so he gets to and all these guys are, and this guy's in this position, this guy's in this again. We're not gonna name positions, but it's like, all right, and there's new people there, and this person may have just been promoted into this position, but they're kind of a trainee or whatever. And this him Matt just walking away and going, all right, figure it out. But it's like, no, why wouldn't you use, because you've been in those positions? It's like, all right, you got a question? Ask me. Because if you don't ask me, I can't help you. But if you do ask me, I'll give you the best knowledge I have, and we will all succeed.
Yeah, kind of the way I handle it is because I'm a lazy piece of shit. Kind of the way I handle it is I'm not going to put a leash on you and walk you.
No, agreed. Okay.
But I'm going to tell you what you should do. And if anything you need, I got you. Like tell that client, like, don't tell him you just got your license last week.
Right.
Tell them I work on a team with 29 years experience or whatever the combined, because I'm not going to let you fail. And then when you're good enough, keep going, baby. Let's keep going. So it's the same thing you guys are kind of doing, but
and that's the hardest part is when something goes wrong. Let's say I've got an executive that comes in, they take a look at something and something's not right. It's so easy to say, oh, well, I showed this person how to do this. That's not how it is. They didn't fail. I failed.
You failed.
Right.
I didn't set them ownership right there.
Right.
Yeah, but that's exactly why. So it's kind of getting really like specific, but that's exactly why you're always on the top of the list for the promotion, because you don't lie. Like you're like, hey, this was the issue. My bad. I did something wrong. I'll fix it. And
I got no problem taking lumps if I deserve it.
Dude, accountability, and John can say it's the same thing. If you take it, like in anything, like especially in what you guys do,
anything.
If you take accountability, like that shows way more.
Right. It's like, all right, but then we can move past anything.
Oh, you're not bullshitting me? Oh, like, you
I'm 100% about that in any aspect of life. And I've learned that obviously over, trials and tribulations of my own life and stuff like that. But like, you account for it and just be like, yeah, in this situation, I was wrong. I was in this space. This is what happened to me. And I'm improving that right now. And I apologize for anything. And then even again, if it's like something that like, it's like, all right, you know what? I didn't show that person right. That's not his fault. It's my fault. And I will do better. Stuff like that. That counts a lot with people, because it's like, all right, you're not letting a person burn, or you're not like deflecting responsibility. You're not deflecting your actions. That's huge, man. Just as being, in my opinion, just as like being a man. It's like, all right, it takes a lot. I believe Nikki Sixx had a big thing about that. Dude. It takes a lot to look in the mirror and be like, damn, this is where I fucked up here. These were bad decisions. How can I improve them and work on it every day? Like it's a tough thing to do, man. Not a lot of people can do it. And I mean, it's not easy. And I wish people, again, like could do it more. Like,
well, I'm happy both of you guys can fucking do it. And I've always looked up to you for
dude, it's not like, dude, it's a struggle every day, brother. You know that, dude. It's not a fucking, nothing's ever good, dude. It's a plus one. It's a plus one every day of trying to like just make better decisions that day and be a better person. Again, we've talked on this podcast before last year, everything like, again, I was never for a long time, I wasn't the best person. I wasn't a nice person to people, and I should have been, like, even through Christ into my 20s. So it's like, like, again, this is stuff that it was my own personal stuff, not that I had to do with anybody else. So like, it's like you see that and it's like, all right, today I can make the decision. It's like to fucking be a better person to people, So and then you can use that with anything. Like you can make the decision. You know what? Today, even if I'm not the leader of this team, if I'm in what you see yourself as third position on whatever, but the people below me have a question and I know the answer, just answer it. Help them out. All right, maybe they'll get credit for doing whatever they did. but you helped him out, so you should feel better about that.
Well, this podcast got so serious,
Nah,
and
that's
in the best way possible. So let's God damn, like this was so good. It was so cathartic. I almost wish we didn't record it. We were just talking to each other, but hopefully someone out there,
Basically are.
hopefully something, well, there's 2 or 3 people watching. Hopefully someone out there got some value out of it. But let's finish it off.
I said we need to get into the playoffs. Jesus, we got into a deep conversation. I love it.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I expected. I expected
it's what expected. What we want, dude. It's real shit.
Well, I kind of expected it like our first thing back. This is the first time we all got to hang out together, at least virtually, because you guys like fucking hung out without me a couple months ago.
Yeah, my sister.
You could come to New York, dude.
But I want to finish off because you guys are big NFL fans. I want to
coming from the guy carving the Kansas City Chiefs and everything fucking available. He cocksucker. We're friends.
It's a lot more fun now than it was in 1995.
He walked around with a fucking Mahomes wig when we're not around, Maddie. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure.
He follows Jackson Mahomes on TikTok.
Oh God,
fucking douchebag.
That guy's the worst. We'll get canceled right now, and fucking his brother can pay the fucking thing to shut us down. But that guy's an asshole.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I said it, Jackson Mahomes, and I'll take that.
So you kind of peppered in like I really want to do an hour, but let's do an hour and a half. Fuck it.
Sure, I got nothing to do.
I really wanted to, because you guys were actually talking about betting before, whatever. So I want your kind of insight on the playoff game. So I'm gonna put up the image, and hopefully it doesn't cancel the whole fucking thing. But I want your guys' predictions. Boom, here it is. All right, so
a little out of date.
Well, yeah, so you got to move the Chiefs against the Titans.
Well, you know what? I can only get what I can get.
No, is this even?
No, the Chiefs aren't against the Titans. They're against.
Let's see what the hell's going on here.
All right, that might be the wrong one.
Yeah, the Bills. What in the world? No, it's
it's Packers, Niners, Rams, Bucks.
All right,
yeah.
It is Chiefs.
Yeah, no, this is what because it changes when they win. So this,
yeah.
Well,
Titans, Bengals, Bills, Chiefs.
All right, don't worry about this. I'll find a better image. You guys talk about everything.
So hold on. All right, so we can start off with some good ones here because there are a lot of good ones. All right,
let's talk about. I'll find an image. Not a big deal.
Which game you want to start with, Maddie?
Let's start Bills Chiefs because I think that's the most.
That's where I was going to go to.
I think that's the most interesting. You're coming off the Bills putting an absolute shellacking on my Patriots.
Dog walking.
I mean, Jesus Christ, 7 touchdowns. All they did was score touchdowns and kneel.
The Chiefs ran out of fireworks, sir.
Yes.
Against the Steelers, but still.
Yes. It's just I think the Bills are the team to beat in the AFC. But it's also going to depend on how Derrick Henry comes back. Because if Henry comes back,
I agree.
90% of what he was, I think Tennessee's got something.
Well, Tennessee, I think, all right, so if we're talking about Bills Chiefs, I mean, I agree. We can talk about Tennessee in a little bit because I think they have that fucking playoff. They got that that dog mentality.
Yeah.
You get in the playoffs, you get that dog mentality. So anyway, but no, you go to the Chiefs and the Bills. It's an interesting thing. The Bills going into, the Arrowhead. Can we still call it? Can I do that? Anyway.
Yeah.
It could be a problem for the Chiefs because I'd say the way the Bills are playing, they're finally playing correctly, if I can say that, with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a giant human being, and he does have, at this point in his career, so he's like Ben Roethlisberger when he was young, but with like 4.5 speed. Like that son of a bitch, when they're running designed fucking passes and he's just running behind the offensive line going, all right, fucking try to tackle me, that's a problem,
Yeah. That's the problem. You're forcing the defense to play zone.
Right. But here's the thing. So the Bills, though.
All right, we're back. All right, we got the
Now the
actual.
Bills here. The Bills do have a disrespected defense. Obviously, they had some great plays the other night, but again, they're playing Ben. Ben has let's be honest, a great Hall of Famer.
Ooh,
That's his thing. Hall of Famer. That's his thing.
Ben Allen.
Big Ben. But
Oh yeah,
again, hey, you never saw it, dude. Who was the big? Maddie knows what I'm doing. Who was the one of the biggest Steeler fans ever, dude? Brett Michaels.
So what?
Dude, I'm talking like, but he did this promo, Nick. It's like so terrible. Wig, the whole night. Here we go, Steelers. Here we off tune. Dude, wig everywhere.
He never could sing anywhere.
It's Brett Michaels. You didn't have to include off.
Dude, it was so bad, right? Oh, I threw him in there. I'm getting all fucking this way. So, like, yeah, that some bitch is in there, right? So he gets there. And obviously, he's one of the reasons they lost. There was a bet that there's a prop bet that Jackson Mahomes does his shit on the sidelines that the Chiefs were going to lose last week. But obviously, that one's out the window now. So
we doubled the Steelers fucking.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Both of y'all ran out of fireworks. You fucking just dropping touchdowns out of nowhere. I think it's most likely going to be the same thing this week because, again, the Bills have a respected defense. Like, no Pro Bowlers, apparently, but.
Well, it's because they're out without their best player.
Very true. But Mika Hyde has something to say about that. But I would like to say in this game, fuck the Bills. Fuck their fans. Fuck that jumping into the stupid tables bullshit. I'm done hearing about it. Here's why I want the Chiefs to win this. Yeah, you can laugh all you want, motherfucker. I'm done with the fucking, again, I'm going Bill Burr here a little bit. The fucking thing because they jump into tables and they light themselves on fire because they never won a Super Bowl. We're supposed to think they're the best fan base. That doesn't make any sense to me anymore. Fuck these guys. And now they're acting like assholes. They've never won anything.
That's because they haven't.
Here, and I'll respect these fans again. I was with you, all right, with the underdogs, and now you're still just being assholes and like jumping people outside your stadium. Fuck off. Chiefs are winning this. Mahomes they're doing the heat up thing just like they did last week. They were down, and it's like, oh, we still got Patty Fly balls, touchdowns over. Chiefs win.
Now what's the spread? Was it 2.5? I think I saw
2.5 exactly. So we should tell you that's pretty close.
Yeah. I'm tempted to take the Bills with the points just because I think it's going to be close. That extra half point makes a big difference, though.
Yeah, it's Vegas. It's Vegas points, baby. It's 2.5.
That's a big difference. Yeah, because I came out of week 1 of the playoffs 5-1. So in my picks contest, I'm currently 6 games up, and 7 games up, and by my math, there's only 7 games left. There it is.
So I'd say, like you said, I went Chiefs. Now, are you betting with your heart or are you betting with your head?
I don't know. Matt, continue what you're saying.
I think I finished. I'm just saying that I would probably go with Bills -2.5.
-2.5.
I think I'd like to take +2.5. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say +2.5. Again, 2.5 going into
+2.5.
So what's that mean? Like they have to win by 2?
No,
KC would have to win by 2.
KC would have to win.
So they'd have to win by 3.
So +2.5. The Bills would have to win by at least.
No, KC.
No, the Kansas City would have to win by 3 in order for the bet to go their way.
So the Bills are getting points going into KC.
I don't know. The Bills are fucking tough, bro.
They are.
Yeah,
well, I'm just
I
saying,
think it's gonna be a real close one.
Again, they played great last week, but they also played the Steelers. I'm just saying, I've also seen them play other games this year, sir, and I'm just not. There's times I'm not impressed by him at all. There's times Josh Allen can't throw that ball, whatever. And then there's these times last week where he's got 5 touchdowns and he's running like a fucking. He's right now. He's a little better. He's Carson Wentz in 2017 to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's playing like an MVP right now. But again, there's a week he'll show up and he'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" You don't get that from Patty Fly Bowles. Patty Fly Bowles, they're saying he had a down. Patty Fly Bowles had a fucking down year. And he's like, what, 2nd in yards, 2nd in touchdowns, and like 3rd in completion percentage? What are we doing here? And he's in his 4th year? And he's got a touchdown and 2 MVPs? So fuck out of here, dude. And if these sons of bitches bring an Omicron dildo to the goddamn Kansas City Stadium, did you see that, Nick?
No, what
These
happened?
sick motherfuckers did it again. Anytime there's a Bills playoff game, some of these sons of bitches, I don't even know how they do it because that thing is the size of a Glock. They throw they were dildos onto the field when the other
Oh
teams
yeah,
in the
That's-
playoffs. What the hell's on that thing? How'd you get into the stadium, you sick son of a bitch? Where was that? Because I mean, they're checking for everything.
My question is, why would you spend like? And I'm not saying I know how much.
Oh, we threw something under a bus there.
But why would you spend $100?
How'd you get a fucking 12-incher in there? That shit's like $70.
Yeah, why would you spend $100 or $150 on a fucking 12-incher just to throw at a fucking Steeler or whoever the fuck they threw it at?
Some bitch had the balls
Patriots?
on there too.
Bro, like you're really committed to Bills Mafia. If you're spending $150 to throw a dildo at the Patriots,
Committed these fucking again. This is why I'm off that train. Dude, committed. It's like, no, you're not even all right. It's like some people are, don't get me wrong, T's and P's to whoever fucking is in this fan base, fuck off. But like but dude, it's like, yeah, you can recite stats and blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you can't just just because you're setting yourself on fire and jumping through a table doesn't make you a fan. That's not how it
makes
works.
you a fucking retard.
Thank you. So it's like, so they're gonna go into KC. KC's gonna end their dreams again. They're gonna put out a fucking stupid video about how next year's this, blah blah blah. KC's moving on. I've seen this fucking story before. Let's go.
So I'll be honest, like if there was gonna be a team, like
not to say I'm not taking my FanDuel.
No, I'm not doing it. But if I was gonna, what I'll say is, obviously, I'm a Kansas City fan since I was fucking 1993, 4. If there was a team that
T's and P's to that second game,
I won't say it. What? What'd you say, John?
I said T's and P's to that second game.
Oh,
Did Joe Montana say?
That's what it is, baby. I will say that, like when we were growing up, the early 90s, my grandfather, who you guys are both very good friends with, was a Bills fan. And I spent 4 years dealing with him being upset when they couldn't fucking close the deal. 4 years in a row. Jimmy Kelly. Fuck you, idiot.
Go get Hostetler.
But I will say, I obviously want the Chiefs to win, and I want them to go to the Super Bowl again and win again. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But if there was a team that beats them,
the Cincinnati Bengals,
it would be the Bills, and only if they win the Super Bowl. Other than that, like, fuck all you motherfuckers. Like, if you beat the Chiefs and you don't win the Super Bowl, you can go kill yourselves.
I don't know, I'm getting strange vibes of, back in 07, last week of the season, you got Giants and Patriots. They have a hell of a fucking game.
Great game.
Now, week 17 this year, you get the Chiefs.
That had dual TVs going.
Yeah. And week 17 this year, you get the Chiefs and the Bengals.
38-35, Nikki.
They have a hell of a fucking game. I can't see them not facing each other in the AFC conference.
And I'm telling you right now, because we can go into that game next. Nick, Patrick Mahomes, and his fucking wife do not want Big Dick Joe Burrow coming in there because he is lighting shit up right now.
Yeah, but Andy Reid. Though.
And Andy's successful.
Bro, I feel like this season the Chiefs have been sandbagging people.
Now, can I ask? Well, first of all, I think that's what they do. You get into the playoffs. Remember, again, I'm not the first person to bring this up, but 2 years ago, almost to the day, Maddie, I'm sure you were watching the game. I think you were too, Nick. I think I was texting you. Was it? I think 11 minutes into the game, they were down 24-0 to the Texans.
Yeah.
6 minutes later, they were winning 27-24.
Yeah.
Patty Mahomes is a fucking video game. Patty Fly Ball is a video game, all right? You can't have that hair and not just be a rifleman. Okay, dude? That guy's a winner.
He's a winner.
Yeah. He's a winner. His brother is a fucking loser. But
you know what's actually this is kind of funny, you guys might appreciate it, is I feel like the Chiefs in the last, since they got Pat, have been like me, where, and Matt can attest to this because we played darts a lot. where it's like, yeah, we don't care. We don't care. And then until it's like time to
Well,
give
no,
a fuck,
actually, I mean,
and then it's like,
Mahomes' rookie year. Mahomes' rookie year, the only reason he got to play, Alex Smith was playing great, and then his leg was fucking almost decapitated.
no, Johnny, hear me out. You're not hearing me out.
Oh, I'm
I
here
don't-
now.
I don't need the specifics. I'm telling you, like the brain shit. Like it's sandbagging. And Matt, can you explain what sandbagging is to the people?
I'm very aware of sandbagging is. Trust
Oh, I
me,
know
I've been
you-
to a lot of
I know
jiu-
you
I've been to a
are.
lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments. I understand what sandbagging is.
Johnny.
It's the same reason why you see a
Shut
lot
up. I'm out. John, we know you know what sandbagging is. The people that will be watching this podcast, the millions and millions do not know. So, Matt, explain what sandbagging is, because I've had conversations with like 20 people that have no idea what it is. Go.
Now, there's intentional sandbagging and there's unintentional sandbagging.
No.
Unintentional sandbagging is when you're getting to that point where you like you said, you just don't care. Then all of a sudden that light, that switch flips and you can turn it on. If you're going intentional sandbagging, you're doing this stuff on purpose, making people feel like you're worse than you are to catch them off guard. Preferably when money starts getting thrown out onto the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you turn it on.
If you don't know what that is, if you can't spot the sucker at the table, you
It's
are the
you.
sucker.
Absolutely.
Rounders.
You sandbagging son of a bitch. What movie was that, Matt? Wedding.
That would be Wedding Crashers, I believe.
No, that would be you motorboating, son of a bitch. I'll be over here.
No, you sandbagging son of a bitch. That is also from Wedding Crashers, because are you waiting for my answer? You didn't know? Oh, because Owen Wilson's character was fucking around, and then Vince Vaughn's character
Motorboating,
was
son of a
like,
bitch. I'll be over here.
no, you sandbagging son of a bitch. Look it up. You gotta Google this shit.
You can go ahead and look it up, and then I'll be over here.
No, both of those things appeared in that movie. Yes, they did. Dude, I didn't fucking make up sandbagging son of a bitch. It came from that movie. So the whole point of
You
sandbagging.
motorboat, son of a bitch. You played
Yeah,
it, and then. Oh no! No, hold on. You are correct, but he didn't say it. Owen Wilson did not say it. Vince Vaughn said it.
I know that.
I
Owen
believe
Wilson said it.
he said
I'm
you
looking
sandbagged.
at the GIF as we speak.
As he jumped up, you sandbag after he jumped up when he fell off the bike.
No, this is when they were in the office.
You sandbagged son of a bitch. What did he do? Which part?
This was let's see.
In the beginning or like the end part?
Send me the link, Matt. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't really. Now I believe you guys. You sandbag son of a bitch.
Oh, Vince Vaughn said it.
Yeah, it's when he was. I think he said it when he fell after he fell off the bike, right?
Said both of them.
You're leaving here. You're leaving me here taking grenades.
No. He said, yeah, he did. Yeah, you're exactly right. No, when he
I
came
think
down,
that's the part.
no,
And
when
then
he
he also said,
no, when he came downstairs for breakfast and he said, "You sandbagging son of a bitch, you
I
got me
thought
here
that was the
taking
motorboat.
grenades." No, oh, he did both at the same time.
What's wrong with you? Why you got the weird look all over your face?
Claire's mom just made me grab her Hooters.
Can you guys hear this?
Snap out of it.
Yes.
What, a hot older woman made you feel her cans? Stop crying like a little girl.
I wasn't crying like a little girl.
Why don't you try getting jacked off under the table in front of the whole damn family? And have some real
This is my
problems.
favorite movie.
Jackass. What were they like anyway? They look pretty good. Are they real? Are they built for speed or for comfort? What'd you do with them? Motorboat? You play the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch. You old sailor, you. Where is she? She still in the house?
What is wrong with you?
You know what's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you? You're projecting. Drop it. You drop it. You stop projecting on me. Why don't you go enjoy yourself while I go ice my balls and spit up blood? Drop it. Team player.
I heard motorboat and son of a bitch, boys. Didn't hear sandbagging.
No, I think sandbagging
It's a
was
different part.
old school.
No, I believe it's when.
No, it's from Wedding Crashers.
No, I believe it's after he fell off the bike and he was going to go biking and he got shot in the ass And then Owen Wilson was going to go biking. He's like, "You leave me here, take your names, you sandbagging son of a bitch." I believe that could be the part.
Yes, yeah. That's the one. I didn't know what that meant until I did, and then now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's terrible. In my opinion, look, hold on, Matt, your description there. I was like, people like don't do it on purpose. Who the fuck doesn't do that on purpose? You don't realize you're that good until you're like out there. What?
Yeah, I think it comes down. It's the same reason why you see so many teams win the Super Bowl and then they miss the playoffs the next year. They get to that point where they don't feel like they need to turn it on, and then something clicks, and they some teams can, some teams can't.
Well, sandbagging son of a bitch means. Did you already say this? Because I'm drunk.
Like where I'm going, where I'm from, like if it's like if you show up for a competition and your level's up here,
right?
You show up a division lower,
correct?
House. That's what like sandbagging means to me.
That is exactly what sandbagging means.
As I know. I'm sorry.
No, 100%. That's exactly.
It's like if you know you're a purple belt, but you show up as a white belt and kick the shit out of these people and get a gold medal. Well, you sandbagged this because you lied and you're not like actually. You're way better than you say you were.
Dude, thank you for finally agreeing with me after.
No, I've been agreeing with you. I thought I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry. I didn't know. No, I was going what Maddie was going with as to why. It's like you don't know you're that good, and that's a sandbag. It's like no, everybody knows they're that good.
No, it's not that you don't know; it's that you know, and that you like you dial down specifically to win, and that's sandbagging. You're just being a dickhead. Like if you're a golfer, and I don't even know that's probably a bad example because I don't know what the golfer should be.
I would like to hear you continue.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Again,
let me hear you continue.
I would chime in on this, Matt. You laugh at me because I got nothing for you.
What's like if you have an 18-hole course, what's like
that base on, bitch, Maddie?
What's the base?
Are you talking your handicap?
Yeah. No, not the handicap. Like
same thing in bowling, right? Isn't that what that
handicap?
What?
But
no, it's like you get a handicap as a golfer, Nick, and like so like you're this bad, and they give if you're playing against this person, like you get like strokes.
Well, okay, so sandbagging will be
but you go into that knowing that.
No, I got this. Hold on.
You know what the best part is? No, the best example of this is white men can't jump.
Exactly. Whoa.
That's sandbagging. It's a
That's sandbagging. That's sandbagging. But to put it in golf terms, because Matt looks very upset if I don't finish this. If the par for the course is 90, and you can shoot that fucking thing at 80, but you lie and say that it'll take you 100, you're a sandbagging son of a bitch.
Because you did it on purpose.
Because you know you're better than what you're expecting.
It's not like going to this game and thinking we may win. It's like, no, I know I'm gonna win.
Right. No, it's not. It's not that. It's you're pretending that you're not as good as you are.
Like if we were gonna how about this? If we were all gonna be in a race, all three of us driving a car, and you guys said you sucked at it to bring yourself down against me, and you guys went and finished the race, and I took mine left into the fucking thing because of my eye, and y'all won on odds, you sandbagged me. We weren't in the same level.
No. In that scenario, it would be if me and Matt and you were in a race, and say it was like, oh, it'll take normal people take 40 seconds to finish the race.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, it'll take me 50 seconds. And you're like, no, okay. And then I fucking do it in 35.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same thing. Like
it's lying. Sandbagging is lying. I can't believe it.
We're all in the same division here.
Figure it out.
We're all in the same division, and I go, I can only squat 300 pounds. Promise, I can only squat that. And then I pull off a 550. And
correct.
Then you guys get like 225. Hey. God, my personal PR. Oh, that's what people do.
No,
lucky day.
That's sandbagging. It's like when me and Matt when we play darts. If I'm like,
there you go. Okay, yeah, bring it back to the darts thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if me and Matt,
you were hustling people.
No, it's not hustling. It's like
I look at Matt's reaction was like,
It is hustling.
it's part of it.
Ooh.
It's part of it, but it's not like
It becomes hustling when
you're
there's money.
rationalizing, sir.
yes, Matt's right. It becomes hustling when you try to get money out of it. But that's sandbagging. If you're like, oh
What's the point of saying
no,
that?
if I'm like, oh, I've never shot bullseyes, and then all of a sudden,
Like a ging, 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 ging. Yeah, right.
and like, but you talk people into giving you their money for shit like that. Like you're full of shit. Basically, you're full of shit.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's been so many movies about this. Color of Money, fucking everything, dude. The Hustler, like, it's just like, you know.
Hustling's not
Well-
sandbagging. That's different.
Well, okay, because you're playing with people who know what they're getting into. I understand that, yes. So you're saying
But
you
it
got
might
to
be, though, like I'm not an expert.
Nah, nobody says you aren't. But if you're playing against some, no, okay, I see. Okay, so it's like, you know, if some random dude just comes in, he's like, "Hey, you want to play?" It's like you didn't ask for that.
Right. So if some
No, I agree.
random dude comes in and he's like, "Hey, do you wanna play cricket?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." And then, sandbagging would be it's hustle. Actually, you're right. It's hustling. So
Just say,
if the dude comes in and he's like, "Let's play cricket," like if we let's bet if blah blah blah, and he fakes it and he plays 20 rounds. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, I guess. I don't know.
100%.
Matt, you tell me what's going on because I don't know what's going on.
He said it was hustling. What are you talking about?
I know, dude.
Yeah, I think we put a pin in that one.
Oh, fuck off. You live in Connecticut. No one cares what you think.
That's aggressive.
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, that is aggressive.
That's aggressive.
I know. That's my only defense for being wrong.
Must use that a lot.
What?
You must use that a
Oh,
lot.
shots fired.
Say it again.
All right, so bring that thing back up here. Let's finish this up.
All right, what are we doing? Oh, the NFL thing.
Well, I'm going. So he's going. Well, Nick, you said you're going Bills. I'm going Chiefs. Fuck the Bills.
Oh, what?
Told you I'm going
I
Chiefs.
think the Chiefs win, but I'm taking the Bills with the points.
Plus 2.5. Fuck 2.5 in KC. They're gonna run out of fireworks again. Patty Fly balls goes off. Kelsey gets at least 2. Calling it here. That's gonna be one of my fan duels too. They can't cover Kelsey. He's too big, too fast. Poirier got nothing for him.
Whoa.
Mika Hyde ain't getting that catch on Travis Kelsey.
Wow. That's wild. All right. That's good.
Shooting from the hip here. Worked out so far in FanDuel.
All right. Let me put it back up here. All right. So, okay.
I think
You
the
guys
game.
think Titans Bengals. What do you think?
There's a lot of fucking good games there.
Yeah, they're all good games, which is exciting.
I'm going. If we go Titans, just go back up to the top left there, and we'll just go around that way.
Yeah.
Upset. I'm going Bengals. Joey Big Dick beating them.
Yeah, take the Bengals too. They're on fire right now.
Nice. They're on fire. I think the Titans have a great style to win in the playoffs. Derrick Henry coming back. I just don't believe that Derrick Henry, I mean, as the kind of running back he is, like he hasn't played in a while, like he's going to he looks good in practice, but just running that kind of style, I don't know how long that can go up over 4 quarters.
Yeah.
With some big motherfuckers from the Bengals. Joey Burrow has never, so far, second season, got hurt last year, but was killing the game this year. Went in, beat Kansas City, Big Dick Joe with the cigar, guns going, Jeff Hardy style. I think he hasn't backed down in college so far from a big moment. I think this could be a big thing, taking down the number 1 seed. I don't think it was a good thing that they got a week off because they're a momentum team. I think that if they had just been able to keep mowing over teams, they could have done it. I'm going Joey Burrow, Bengals, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm going Cincinnati too. They're a team that can score a lot of points in a short amount of time, and Tennessee is not built to come from behind.
Nope.
Tennessee needs the lead. I don't think they're going to have the lead. Burrow is the chemistry he's got with his receivers. Not even just Lamar Chase.
At LSU.
Yeah, I mean the guy's incredible. I don't think he's going to get stopped.
So we got Bucks, Rams.
Tom Brady. Case closed.
Tommy Big Boy, who is Maddie's boy, coming from the Patriots, against Matty Stafford, who just got his first playoff win after 13 years in the NFL. I mean, he could have a Hall of Fame career if you look at his numbers, right? He's responsible for the 2 highest receiving yards of all time by wide receivers by 2 different people with 2 different stats. We're talking 6'5" Megatron Calvin Johnson and 5'11" Cooper Kupp, little white boy. So it's like, he has the 2 different things there. I think right here I have to roll with Tommy B. Hats the playoffs. Till he proves me wrong, he's not playing Eli Manning's son, so I think he wins.
Yeah, it's January. January and February, you take Tom Brady. It's as simple as that. I think Tampa's
This is
defense.
in Tampa, right? It's in Tampa?
Yes. Tampa's defense has underperformed all year long.
But it's playoff time.
I think they turn it on now.
Agreed.
Stafford, you put any pressure whatsoever on Stafford.
Like outside of last week, if I'm correct, again, I did my homework before her. I usually do. I believe he has 9 interceptions in 7 games previous to last week. I think that he's going to throw at least 2. If anybody's listening, I would say throw that in your FanDuel. I think Stafford throws at least 2, and Tom Brady, I think it's going to be closer than expected, but Tom Brady doesn't lose that game.
Yeah, and I would throw Gronk in for another touchdown too.
I'm definitely at that.
Okay. Well, at least
Yeah,
one.
write these down. They get in your FanDuel.
No, I'm not. I don't bet on football. All right. What's the next one we got?
The next one is the game.
Packers Niners.
Okay. And I'm telling you right the fuck now, Aaron Rodgers is coming in slinging a big dick on everybody.
You think so?
From the beginning, I know so. From the beginning of the season, first of all, he should be the MVP outside of Cooper Kupp. He won't get it because they hate the way he handled, COVID and stuff. But he's been truly honest about it. He's had a great opinion about it. Well, again, opinions vary, but I mean, he's been honest about it. Everything he says. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, shout out to Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Like, he comes in, I'm telling you, that guy in Lambeau, is it -20? Is the turtleneck on? He ain't losing that game. This is a team that's getting better, Nick, during the playoffs. You realize they were winning these games without 6 starters? They're getting 2 offensive lineman starters back that haven't played since week 5. Big Dave, shout out to Big Dave B. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers is coming in, and he's looking to put people in their place.
So you're saying the Packers are a problem?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest point differential of the weekend, I think.
And you're talking about a team that the past 2 years, Nick, has made it to the NFC title game and just lost the past 2 years with a lesser team. And Aaron Rodgers is pissed off right now because people are in the media calling him shit, calling him a scumbag, doing this, and he is just ready every week to just come out and say, fuck you to everybody. And then he does. Throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns, dude, 400 yards, and then just chilling. Doing it.
Yeah, I don't think this game is close.
Whoa.
Jimmy G ain't got shit for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
You don't think so?
He'll throw 3 balls a game, just toss them up there. He's gotten away with it so far. He's not getting away with it against Packers.
And it's cold in Lambeau once again. And there's only been 2 people in the playoffs that have gone in and done that in the negative degree weather. And his name is Eli Manning. He did the Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You don't go into the playoffs in Lambeau and beat them unless you're Eli Manning. It's proven. It's proven. You can Google that, boys.
Oh, Matt, would you like to talk about
You know that fact. I didn't make it up.
I don't know who
2007,
Eli Manning is.
2011, went in there, beat the shit out of them, negative 27 degree weather.
Yeah, see, I got the
Now,
eternal
Crawford,
sunshine
track.
spotless mind thing done. I have no idea who this Eli Manning fellow is.
I love it. Come on, he's the guy that just got a birthday chain from Snoop Dogg.
I saw that.
Nick, did you see that?
No.
For some reason, on Eli's birthday, Snoop Dogg sent him a death row murder chain like this big. Don't know why.
I don't think Snoop needs a reason.
Eli's just like, what the fuck? And then it finally showed. Well, he sent it to him. He showed him that he was going to send it to him on the Manning cast. And then, he put it on his Instagram yesterday. He's like, this actually showed up, and it's like the size of his head. What the fuck?
Watch him up in the Manning cast. I think it's great.
A death row chain, dude. Manning cast. I watch it every week. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the Manning brothers, dude.
You see, they're bringing it to baseball now.
Well, here's the thing. I read because obviously, like, it's well documented. The highest players of all time paid. Well, number one is Eli Manning. He's the highest paid football player of all time. And number three is Peyton. Because none of them actually ever took a discount. Like, and people think it's Tom Brady, but he never really took a discount because he wanted more players with him, obviously, and he got the Super Bowl more.
Yeah.
But like Eli and them, because the plan was, I guess, to eventually own a franchise and do like this whole thing. Like they have like this conglomerate. And then Cooper has been in the media, obviously. So, and Archie, again, they talk about Archie. He can't really have that much money, right? He played the 70s.
Yeah. Now you got Cooper's kid.
I mean, it's huge in fucking Mississippi and Louisiana.
Yeah. And they got what? Arch Manning coming down the pike?
Dude, see, I feel bad for that dude.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Just about to turn 18.
Yeah.
And I've known who that dude was since he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a LeBron type situation, but in football. So it's different. Like, his game was on ESPN when he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Imagine what we were doing when we were 15.
Yeah.
So it's different for LeBron because, like, it's basketball and that can be, like, controlled. Dude, fucking Arch at 15.
Yeah, you don't see that in football.
18 and 19-year-olds. But he's killing the game.
Yep.
You know?
Interesting to see if he's able to keep that up through college.
Well, there's no way. I don't think. Like, obviously, Peyton and Eli. Well, I mean, they had success, but I mean, Peyton and Eli couldn't keep that up, man.
Right.
Like, it's just, and they've obviously in the NFL it was where it was better, and they both kept it up. But I mean, to have that kind of stress right now in that kid's life, I can't even fucking imagine it. Did you hear us, Nick?
No. Well, I was asking if you could hear me, but I guess you couldn't.
No.
Right. So who do you guys see in the Super Bowl?
Like, oh, so out of those teams right there?
Well, those are the teams that are in the fucking playoffs. So yeah.
Right, and they got to get to the because we just predicted our teams that would actually bring into the AFC and NFC title games. Right. Who do I think? I think you're going to see the Packers against the Chiefs.
Really?
I'm gonna go Bengals Bucks.
I was going to say Bengals would have been my AFC team on the other side, but I'm sticking with Packers on NFC.
Wow.
I think Aaron Rodgers has got something. I think their vibe is different. I think it may run out for Tommy in the NFC title game. Now, let's remember last year. Can we bring back to last year a second? Sure. Somehow these motherfucking Bucks pulled it out against Aaron Rodgers, and that was not his fault. It was a fucking coach's call, and he says that ever happens now again, he's fucking changing that play. Tommy Brady threw 3 interceptions in the NFC title game in Lambeau Was it in Lambeau? It wasn't Lambeau. Now I can't even go with my own stat. Fucking Tommy Brady went there and beat him, but it wasn't under negative 25. It wasn't under 25. So the stat still stands. So negative 25 when they played the first time against Brett Favre. It was 22. 17 when they played in 2011. But last year, like, it wasn't even really that cold. Brady threw 3 interceptions, and they were still in the game. And I mean, I'm sure we all remember what happened. Stupid play call down there. We didn't go fucking fourth down. I say we, but Aaron Rodgers didn't do the fourth down. You invert that play now. He says that against Matty LaFleur. That ain't happening again. I think he wins. And actually, why I would want that to happen is just a narrative that comes out of it. Like, just because it's been such a fucking huge story of, is he coming back? Is he doing this? And, you know, I'm a big fan of the shit on McAfee on Tuesday. So I just like his vibe of going, yeah, whatever, man. I just like playing ball. As opposed to Brady, who, again, I respect, big Michigan fan, biggest winner of all time. Bit of a cunt, even though, like, here's the thing. No, okay, well, hear me out, Matt. Hear me out here. I don't like how people change the narratives and their opinions about people. Now, Brady yells at someone many, many times. He yells at, 3 or 4 times this year? Breaks his fucking iPad, yells at the sideline, fuck your mothers. Come on, these happen. These are undeniable, right? And they're like, oh, he's passionate. Fucking Aaron Rodgers yells to the one Chicago fan who's double burdened him in the face and said, I've owned you my entire fucking career, and it's a huge thing. He's the asshole. It kind of bothers me that we paint Tom Brady in this perfect light, even though I respect everything he's done. It's like, yeah, come on. Sometimes that guy's a douchebag.
Yeah.
But some people won't say that, man. They're so committed to it.
Y'all a bunch of weirdos.
Well, then you got this guy's fucking quarterback brother just fucking out there with his wife, which is super weird on the sidelines. Dude, if you're an offensive lineman of the Chiefs, it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Why are you dancing behind us, dude? We're trying to concentrate in there. Fucking
Oh,
that's all right. The Bengals are going to go there. Brittany Mahomes going home with Big Dick Joe and a cigar. They're going to get divorced. Fucking, what are you going to do, right?
I want to smoke a cigar after this podcast because
you got a little stick in your life.
I got a ton of them. I bought a whole box today because I'm that guy.
Like the Bildos, the ones that were thrown in the field, are actual cigars.
I'm not going to smoke any dildos, dude. I'm going to smoke actual tobacco.
Oh, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah. Don't make it weird. Dude, this was an incredible new start to 2022. Hey, look, I'm even figuring out the soundboard. Oh, that's our homie Patrice O'Neal. I hope you guys can hear it.
Yep.
Well, actually, I think right now tonight, Nick, is his show down in New York City, the tribute show that Bird does every year. One day we got to get there, brother.
Let's go, like all of us.
Dude,
Matty O.C. wants to run the
D's
Bengals
on it this year. Like Schultz, Chrissy D, Pete Davidson's there or something. Obviously, Bill's the headliner. Fucking Bird's the headliner. But Davidson, Chrissy D, Sal. I don't know why Pete Davidson's on there. Does he do stand-up? I'm not even familiar.
He does, but it's not good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's more of like that. I thought he was a sketch artist. Well, we should have got onto that. Kanye's new lyric.
Instead of that bullshit, let's just do this. Like, this has been fucking awesome. Like, we got the crew back together after, I don't know, 9 months, and after a bunch of bullshit, tragedies, bullshit. I don't. I'm not saying bullshit as it. But the whole band is back together.
It's gonna be, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about. We didn't even get to talk about.
That's all good. Let's crush it. We'll crush it. We got 5 minutes, and then we'll do. So we got the band back together, and we're gonna get Big T in here if we can on the weekends. But then we got the homie Putty coming in. The homie Putty is like he used to work for CBS Sports. Like, as the guy that would type in, oh, this was a block, this was a charge, this was a whatever.
The son of a bitch that had his possession cost me a half yard, $240.
Yeah, and that's what he used to do as a living. Like, he was like that guy. So he's gonna jump in next week, and if we can get Big T back in here, that's cool too. But if we can't, it is what it is.
Nah,
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it though. And I'm really excited. It's 2022. The last 2 years have been really fucking ridiculous. I almost said the wrong word. And I'm really happy that we're gonna relaunch this. We're gonna rewind that radio kicking. We're gonna talk about all the best things, and I get to hang out with my best friends. And if no one watches, no one fucking cares.
Oh, they're gonna watch.
You're gonna watch yourself? Is that what you said?
Oh, somebody will watch. I'll piss somebody off enough that they watch this entire fucking thing just to hear me say it.
Yeah, fuck it all. Let's go. So we're just gonna keep rolling. We're just gonna hang out and talk, and if people give a shit, then they can give a shit, and if they don't, then who cares?
I don't need their validation anyway.
Yeah, I don't care.
Never did.
I get to hang out with my best friends, and that's all that really matters. So we're gonna end the broadcast. And go fuck yourselves. Thank you, Bill Burr.
All right, go fuck yourselves.